It didn't start with motivation. It started with mental exhaustion, constant noise, endless scrolling, low focus, high anxiety, zero inner control. My mind felt busy, but empty, active, but directionless. Every day I consumed more information, more content, more stimulation. Yet my attention span was shrinking, my patience was collapsing, and my ability to sit with my own thoughts was almost gone. That's when I realized something uncomfortable. I wasn't in control of my mind anymore. My environment was. So I decided to run an experiment. Not a productivity challenge, not a motivational streak, a full nervous system reset. 30 days of monk mode. No social media, no junk dopamine, no late nights, no mindless talking, no sexual overstimulation, no constant music, no random consumption, just silence, structure, discipline, and one purpose: to see what the mind becomes when it's no longer constantly fed pleasure. The first few days were not peaceful. They were loud. Restlessness, cravings, boredom, anxiety, an urge to escape. My brain kept asking for stimulation the way a smoker asks for a cigarette. That's when it hit me. Most people don't lack discipline. They suffer from withdrawal. And the moment you remove the noise, you meet the real state of your mind. Not the curated one, not the distracted one, the raw one. That's when monk mode truly began. Around day 5, the discomfort intensified. Without constant stimulation, my nervous system started searching for escape. The phone felt heavier in my pocket. Silence felt almost threatening. My thoughts became louder, sharper, and more chaotic. This is the phase most people quit. Not because monk mode is hard, but because it exposes what distraction has been hiding. Old regrets surfaced. Unfinished goals resurfaced. Restlessness turned into mental pressure. It felt like the mind was saying, "Give me something, anything. Just don't leave me alone with myself." That's when I understood what dopamine addiction really is. Not pleasure-seeking, avoidance of stillness. The brain uses stimulation to avoid confronting its own lack of direction. So instead of escaping, I stayed. I replaced scrolling with walking, music with silence, porn with breathwork, late nights with early sleep, random consumption with reading and journaling. Slowly, something changed. My attention span lengthened. Cravings weakened. The urge to react decreased. The ability to sit and focus returned. By the second week, the noise in my head began to drop. Not completely, but enough to feel space. And in that space, clarity started forming. By the third week, the mental fog began to lift. The constant urge to check, scroll, consume, and escape started losing its grip. My mind no longer felt scattered across 1,000 small impulses. It felt centered. Tasks that once felt heavy became simple. Reading for 30 minutes felt natural. Deep work felt calm instead of stressful. Silence stopped, feeling empty, and started feeling powerful. Emotionally, something strange happened. Reactivity dropped. Small problems didn't shake me. Criticism didn't trigger me. Delays didn't frustrate me the way they used to. It was as if my nervous system had shifted from chaos mode to command mode. I began waking up with clarity instead of confusion, thinking in long chains instead of short bursts, planning instead of drifting, acting instead of postponing. This is what monk mode really gives you. Not motivation, not hype, not temporary discipline, but mental stillness. And from stillness comes precision. You stop wasting energy on meaningless urges. You stop negotiating with your lower impulses. You stop being pulled by every emotion. Your mind becomes a tool instead of a battlefield. By day 20, I could feel it clearly. I was no longer chasing focus. Focus had become my default state. By day 30, it no longer felt like a challenge. It felt like a new operating system. My sleep was deeper. My mornings were sharper. My thoughts were slower, but more powerful. My decisions were cleaner, with less internal debate. The constant inner noise that once demanded pleasure, distraction, and escape had gone quiet. Not because life became easy, but because my mind became stable. This is the hidden result of monk mode. You stop fighting yourself. There is no constant pull between what you should do and what you feel like doing. There is alignment. Discipline no longer feels like force. It feels like identity. You don't try to focus. You focus. You don't hope to be consistent. You are consistent. You don't battle urges. They lose relevance. Your brain learns that silence is safe. That effort is normal. that boredom is not a threat, that discomfort is temporary, and when the mind stops running from itself, it becomes clear, stable, and dangerously calm. After 30 days of monk mode, the biggest change wasn't productivity. It was this. I trusted my mind again. I could sit in silence, think deeply, work without resistance, say no without guilt, delay pleasure without pain. The mind that once felt scattered and overstimulated had become quiet, controlled, and unrecognizable. Not because of motivation, but because of removal. Remove noise, and the real mind finally appears.